You're listening to the Productive Therapist Podcast, the world's greatest and most brilliant resource for busy therapists who'd rather be laying on a beach in Hawaii. Each episode is packed with simple tips and inspiring insights from the Productive Therapist team to help you grow your practice and have fun doing it. So without further ado, let's help you get more done and have more fun.
Hello and welcome back to the Productive Therapist Podcast. I'm so thrilled that you're listening today. If you ever enjoyed this podcast or received value from the things that we have shared, would you please do us a huge favor and go leave us a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts? That would be just amazing. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about using and installing the ideal call script for your intake process. So at Productive Therapist, our virtual assistant team turns calls and clicks into clients every single day. And therapists want to know how we do it. We get asked all the time for our secret sauce. Of course, it's not only about the perfect call script. Our virtual intake coordinators get amazing training and support from us. They're also wonderful people. Both of these things make a huge difference. But here's the thing. Creating a great first impression is vital. A potential client's first interaction with your practice is key to helping them know, like, and trust you. A good call script is an important first step in optimizing your intake process. So why do we call it a magic call script? Productive Therapist has worked with hundreds of therapy practices. We've been doing this for many years. We're actually in year 8 of existing and providing services. Amazing. We've distilled our knowledge and experience into a simple call script. It covers every important aspect of an intake call, and we're confident that this will help you turn more calls into clients. Now, you can try this magic call script for yourself if you're handling the intake role, or, of course, give it to your intake coordinator if you have somebody on your team. And tweak it to fit your needs. It's completely yours to play with. And if you want to download this call script, it's completely free. Just go to productivetherapist.com/magic. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through this and give you some explanation of the 7 different sort of sections. And if you or your intake coordinator is live answering the phone, you're of course going to start with some sort of friendly intro. Hello, you've reached Intune Family Counseling. How can I help you? And if they're calling for new services, you're going to say something like, I'm happy to help you with that. May I ask your name? Get a little bit of information from them. On the other hand, if you are returning a call or there's a scheduled intake call, of course, you're going to call them and say, hello, this is Uriah calling from Intune Family Counseling. Is this a good time for you to chat? Okay, great. May I ask your name? So the first thing we want to do is say something like, hi, Katie. I'm so happy that you reached out to us. My name is Uriah. I'm the intake coordinator at Intune Family Counseling. My job is to answer your questions, get some general background information, and help you get set up with the support that you need. Just in case we get disconnected, what's the best phone number for you? Okay, our office is located in Santa Rosa. Are you familiar with that area? So that is the first section. And with this, you want to clarify your role as the intake coordinator. And it's a good way to make sure the client understands that you're not a therapist, and it also sets the tone for the goal of the call. Next up, you want to say something like, tell me a little bit about what's bringing you to therapy so I can help you find the best therapist. Now, this is the opportunity to make a connection and help them feel heard. You want them to know that you can help them with their problem, or more specifically, the practice can help them with the problem. If they happen to talk for a long time or go into too much detail, you can try to find a point where they take a breath and gently say something like, thank you so much for sharing that with me. This will be great information to share with your therapist at your first session. Let's get that scheduled for you, shall we? And then you can ask them to feel free to share any goals that they have for therapy. Hearing about a client's goals for therapy is a great way to narrow down which therapist to match them with. It's also a good idea to document therapy goals in your EHR for the therapist to reference. If you can collect that information and if they are feeling comfortable and open to share that with you, that's fantastic. Next up, you want to say something along the lines of, thank you for sharing that with me. If I'm understanding you correctly, it sounds like, and then you want to repeat back in the client's words about what the issue is. And your goal is to, and then you want to repeat back something along the lines of what their goal is. Now, paraphrasing the client's own words back to them lets them know that you're actively listening and allows them the space to confirm or clarify their experience. This is a great way to build rapport and learn more about them so you can match them appropriately. Then you want to say, the fact that you've reached out for support shows a lot of courage and self-awareness. The first step to making positive changes is asking for help, so you've made a great decision getting in touch with us. When therapy is successful, what differences would you like to see in your life? Give them some time to respond. And then you might say, based on what you've told me, I have a clinician in mind who I think would be a great match for you. First, let's figure out availability. What are your preferred days and times for an appointment? or are you looking for the first available appointment? And then hear their answer and say, okay, great. Based on your availability, I would suggest we schedule you with Jim. He specializes in working with teenage boys and anxiety and depression. So I think he'll be a really great fit for your needs and your preferences. Would Tuesday at 10 a.m. work for you? This is a really key step. Validating the client's experience and making them feel good at the same time is very important. We want them to feel understood and that they are in good hands. Next up is talking about insurance and/or fees. So if you are an insurance-based practice, you want to ask them about their insurance. Great. Now, are you hoping to use your insurance today? What type of insurance do you have? And then collect the information that you need. And then if your practice or the clinician is credentialed with that insurance, you can say, Jim is credentialed with your insurance. I would recommend reaching out to your insurance company just to verify your benefits and coverage. And then you would skip that last part if you actually do the verification for them. And then, of course, if you're not credentialed with that particular insurance, you would say something like, Jim is not credentialed with Anthem Blue Cross, so you would be responsible for the fee. However, we're happy to give you a super bill, which is like a receipt that you can send into your insurance company. It's possible they may reimburse you for some or all of the session fee. And you can adjust this according to your policies and procedures related to insurance billing. Now, if you're a private pay practice, you want to state the fee clearly and confidently. The fee is $180 for a 50-minute session. We are able to take credit cards as well as health savings cards. Does this fee fit into your budget? Now, different people will give you different advice on whether or not you should ask this question. Some people would say, just state the fee confidently and then move on. Some people would say it's a good idea to make sure that this is within the range of what that they can pay so that they don't commit to counseling and then have to drop out after 2 or 3 sessions. Either way can work. Decide what's best for you. Okay, now to wrap up the call, you're either going to make a referral or schedule an appointment. So if they're not a good match for the therapist or the practice, you want to go ahead and suggest a referral for them in the community if possible. If they are a good fit, you want to wrap up the call by confirming the appointment. Okay, great. You're confirmed for your first appointment with Jim on Tuesday, the 29th at 3 o'clock. You'll receive an email shortly with our address and a link to fill out our online forms. Before we wrap up our call, do you have any questions I can answer for you? Give them some space to respond and see if they have anything that's coming up. And then say, thank you so much for reaching out to us today. You've made a brave and positive decision to start counseling, and we're looking forward to supporting you. Take care. I'll add in a note here that not all therapy practices choose to require a credit card to hold an appointment for a client using insurance. However, it can reduce the likelihood of no-shows and last-minute cancellations. I've been doing that for my practice for quite some time, and it really does help. So there you go. That is the magic call script. Now, is there anything magical about any of these particular points or these particular words? No. The true magic is in making a personal connection with the potential client, helping them feel understood and heard, and helping them feel confident that this is the right practice, the right therapist for them. That's the true magic. It's human connection. Yes, it is a sales call of sorts, and you want to guide this call towards some sort of conclusion, some sort of next action. But really, we're just here to serve. We're here to help. The intake coordinator is there to serve and help and connect them with the best resources. So check out this magic call script and download it at productivetherapist.com/magic. And like I said, use it yourself or give it to your intake coordinator and let us know if you get some good results with this. If you have questions or want to share your success story with us, please shoot us an email at support@productivetherapist.com. Thanks so much for listening to the podcast today. Have a good one.
That's it for today. Thanks so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review and hit the subscribe button to make sure you never miss an episode. If you're looking for more personalized help, you can reach us through productivetherapist.com. Thanks so much for listening. We are Productive Therapist, and this is the podcast that helps therapists get more done and have more fun.